Well, for more on this, let's cross over to our London studios to talk to the African Affairs analyst and publisher of Africa Briefing, John Ofei-Ansah, who's been monitoring developments in Sierra Leone. Good to see you, John. I mean, what exactly is going on in Sierra Leone?
It's a comedy, actually, from where I'm sitting, because in the second round of the elections, the new president, Julius Maada Bio, won with 51.19% of the votes, and the now opposition leader Samura Kamara also garnered 48.19% of the votes. And immediately after the results were announced, Kamara said he will contest, the results. But last Saturday, he was at the residence of the new president, Maada Bio, to congratulate him, on his victory, and then promised that his party, APC, would work with the new president, to move the country forward. And now, this week, 3-4 days later, he announces that he was going to the Supreme Court to contest, the elections because there were pockets of irregularities, during the voting in the second round. It's a comedy, actually.
So, in your considered estimation, what are Mr. Kamara's chances of winning the case in court?
Once, he would have had some chance of winning in court if, he had filed, the petition before Maada Bio was sworn in. But now that Maada Bio has been sworn in, the likelihood of the Supreme Court overturning the results and ordering, fresh elections is very, 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 very little. So I don't see that happening. So Maada Bio should rest assured that he will be in office for the next 5 years.
So what happens if Mr. Kamara fails in court, as you suggested there? Will he accept the judgment, or are his supporters likely to be incited to take to the streets?
In the interest of, in the supreme interest of national unity, the supreme interest of peace, he would have to, abide, by the court's ruling. The likelihood that, which I believe that the court will not rule in his favor, and he will have to abide by the court's ruling in the supreme interest of peace, and tranquility in Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone has suffered enough over the years, and a bloody, brutal civil war, and then suffered this devastating Ebola epidemic. And then last year, about a couple of years ago, last year had this, this landslides that killed about 1,000 people. Sierra Leone needs peace, and stability to move forward.
Nevertheless, it sounds like a pretty tense time in Sierra Leone right now. We're told that President Julius Maada Bio has set up a cross-party committee to look into these claims of violence between his supporters and rival opposition supporters. Is that going to be enough to ameliorate tempers, do you think?
I should think so, because actually the violence isn't widespread. It's in certain pockets, of the country where the new ruling party, SLPP, are sort of taking retributive action against supporters of the now opposition APC. But it's not widespread, and with the president setting up this cross-party group to mediate, I think it will put matters to rest.